Hello, and welcome to another edition of Good Deeds. It is brought to you by justserve.org. If you're looking for organizations to volunteer your time with or make a donation to, organizations that are making a difference in people's lives and making Sacramento a better community, well, justserve.org is a wonderful place to start and get connected. Today, we are talking with Joy Smith. She is from the Fieldhaven Feline Center in Lincoln. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the work that you're doing for animals in our community.
Thanks for having me, Sheryl. And I always love the opportunity to talk about Fieldhaven and what we're doing.
Well, I am a big cat lover, and so I appreciate that there is a center solely dedicated to the health and well-being of cats. So thank you for that. Tell us a little bit about the work that Fieldhaven does.
Well, this year is our 20th anniversary. So it's super exciting to talk about that we've been actually doing this for 20 years. We started out as a very, very small, as many organizations do. We just wanted to save a few cats. And here we are 20 years later with a thriving spay-neuter clinic, veterinary clinic. We work in 4 counties, and we save literally thousands of cats a year and help a lot of people along with that. So we have a wide variety of programs that I could spend a lot of time telling you about, but I'm sure you have a couple that you want to really focus on. But anything, our little tagline is anything to do with cats, we are here for you. And our tagline actually is for any, a solution for any cat in need. So that is really what we strive to do.
How do cats end up at Fieldhaven?
Oh, many ways. Not, it's not like people call us. Well, we do get a lot of calls and people say, "Oh, can you take my cat?" Well, we try to keep cats out of the shelter. So we really don't want them in our shelter. We want to help cats stay out of the shelter. So we have what we call a lot of shelter diversion programs. But the shelter is the ultimate safety net for cats that have no other place to go. So some do, and we usually have about between 800 and 1,000 cats come through our adoption program. But beyond that, we help people with any kind of cat problems or questions that they have. So if they need to rehome a cat, the first thing we try and do is help them rehome the cat. We don't want to bring the cat to the shelter. So we have a program for that. We have our spay-neuter clinic, which sees over 3,000 cats each year. We have vaccine and microchip clinics where we go out in the community and literally into the community. And sometimes, to people's like right on the street, they can have a microchipping party on their street. We do over 1,000 animals a year with that. So there's so many things that we do. And of course, everyone thinks spay neuter. I mean, we'll spay neuter, of course, but everyone thinks of adoptions when they think of a shelter. But we're more, that's what we call ourselves, Fieldhaven Feline Center. We do a lot of different programs. And of course, TNR, Trap, Neuter, Return, is the cornerstone of what we do with so many cats, especially cats that are free roaming, feral, less than social, that really don't have a place to go in terms of being adopted into homes. We want them to stay in their community, but we want them to be fixed so they're not reproducing and have people to care for them.
Well, yeah, sure. And make sure they're healthy and disease-free so they're not spreading
Yes.
to other cats. Well, I have noticed this as a cat parent myself. It has become really difficult the last couple of years to even get an appointment for veterinary care due to the nationwide veterinary shortage. How is that affecting the work that you're doing at Fieldhaven?
It's been affecting us a lot. Fortunately, we have a very good veterinary team, but we had to rebuild that a lot after COVID. During COVID, everyone thinks of all the effects on everything else, but it also affected the population of animals because in 2020, we had to stop spay neuter for the most part of the year because of everything that was going on with COVID. And so all of those cats that didn't get fixed that year had kittens. And in 2021, we started ramping up a little bit again. But all of those cats that had kittens in 2020, they were having kittens, plus their kittens were having kittens. So 2022 was a horrific year for shelters throughout the country, and not just Fieldhaven, but the veterinarian shortage also prevented owned animals from being spayed and neutered. People were waiting months for appointments. So in the meantime, their cat got pregnant, had a litter of kittens. So last year we had the most kittens ever. We had over 1,000 kittens in our program. But we helped prevent probably about 3,000 more from coming in with our shelter diversion programs. We're starting to get ourselves back up to speed a little bit, but we're still having challenges. Right now we have an open veterinarian position, and it's very hard to find veterinarians, and people are having to wait weeks and months to get to veterinary appointments. So it's affecting everybody all across the board, not just pet owners, but shelters as well.
Wow. Well, it's very important work that you're doing, not just the spay and neutering for obvious reasons, but even microchipping. There have been stories in the news lately, just in the last couple of months, about people being reunited with their pets that somehow ended up across the country because of the microchip. So it's all very important work that you're doing at Fieldhaven. How can we as the community best support the work that you're doing?
We are completely 100% we funded by donors and fundraisers. We do not get any municipal funds for what we do. So of course, donations, fundraisers, donations of goods and funds, spreading the word, networking, and of course volunteering. We have about 300 volunteers, and we always need more. There's always a need for volunteers. One other way that people can support us is we have a very large thrift store, and it's kind of a really upscale thrift store. So if you're moving, downsizing, redecorating, whatever, we need donations for our thrift store, and of course shopping there. That last year, the thrift store, the net proceeds was close to $90,000 after expenses that went to support programs for Fieldhaven. So that in itself saved helped about 1,000 cats just from the proceeds from our thrift store last year. So it's called Fieldhaven Marketplace, and it's in downtown Lincoln. So there's many different ways people can support us.
Fantastic. Well, we'll put up the website here on the screen so that folks can know where to go to get more information about Fieldhaven Feline Center. Thank you so much for taking time to share with us. Oh, one thing before we go, I understand that there is a screening of a film that's coming up soon. Can you tell us more about that and how that benefits Fieldhaven?
So The Fire Cats Save Something Small is the name of the documentary. And it was a documentary made by a Canadian filmmaker based on the work that was done rescuing cats during the 2017 Tubbs fire in Sonoma County and the 2018 fire in Camp Fire in California, in Butte County. I spent, and we did as an organization, spent 6 to 7 months rescuing cats. And I personally lived in Paradise from January 2019 to June 2019, living in an RV, rescuing cats out of the fire zone. And we rescued about 700, close to 700 cats, and many of them we reunited with their owners. And this documentary was made, was released last year into film festivals, and it's been winning awards like crazy. I mean, it's just a lot, like most inspirational, best original song. I mean, just tons and tons of great awards. We're doing a showing in Rockland on February 13th and 14th, the Cinemark Theater in Blue Oaks in Rockland. The 13th is sold out, and the 14th is about 50% sold out. We just released the tickets yesterday, and tickets are going fast. But we are going to have other showings in later on in March and April. So probably in Yuba County and maybe up in Chico as well. So stay tuned if you don't get tickets for this one. It's a fabulous film. It really is. I've seen it, of course, a bajillion times. And every time I just, it makes me laugh. It makes me cry. It inspires me. And just seeing the work that so many people did for cats and their people.
Well, I can't wait to see it. Thank you for the tip on that. And once again, for more information on showings, just go to the Fieldhaven Feline Center's website on your screen now. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you for all the work you're doing for the animals in our community.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sheryl.